Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Say What podcast. You guys, it has been so long since I have recorded, and I'm so sorry about that. I just ghosted you one day and stopped recording podcasts, and that's actually so not who I am and who I want to be. However, these twin boys have just decided that their mother could not do anything. Their mother could not do anything. And I can barely record this episode, but I miss podcasting and I miss being able to talk and chat with you guys. So we're going to do that today. And it has been a while. I'm so sorry I ghosted. This pregnancy has been crazy. I have been laying in bed for a lot of it. I have been at the doctor's office all the time, 24/7, and have not really been able to do anything. So I just wanted to have one more episode before the boys come to just catch up, chat, just kind of fill you guys in on what's been going on and also what is to come with my beautiful baby boys. So that is what this episode has been, or is going to be. And I'm sorry that we have not chatted in a while. I do want you guys to know that purity culture and talking about painful sex and all of that is still extremely important to me. So important to me. It is what I'm called to do on this earth, and I know that the Lord wants me to continue doing it. And so do not take this ghosting from the podcast as any sign of never coming back. That's not true. I just have no idea what my life is about to be like, when I'm going to be able to record. I really have no clue. That should be the summary of today's episode is what is my life going to be like? Who can say? So we don't really know, but I'm just going to make it work. We're just going to make it work, and it's going to be great. Thank you for being here with me on the road. On the road as far as the road of my life. What does that even mean? My brain barely works. I have not talked this much and who can say how long, but we're going to make it happen. So what have I been doing? So basically, since the last time I recorded, I have been growing my twin boys. I am having, identical twin boys. I'm 34 weeks now, and babies are coming soon. I have an induction date, and it's happening very soon. And I have an induction date that's happening soon because this is mostly why I have not been recording, because I've had some elevated numbers with my baby A's blood flow to the placenta has been kind of up and down since October-ish, and I have just been at the doctor pretty much every week since then. Well, let me tell you guys something. I'm not stressed. I'm not stressing. His numbers have barely been high. Some weeks they're high and some weeks they're not. So I have so not been worried about this because it has been so up and down and inconsistent. And the sonographers have even told me they've barely, and doctors, they just started this year doing all of this tracking that they're doing now, which it would be a good, it's a good thing, because if something was super duper wrong, they would be able to catch it early. And that is good because there's so many things they can do to help the babies if they catch it early. But they haven't even been doing it very long. And they're sometimes more information is not the best, because it makes us think something's wrong when it's not. It could just be the position baby's in, just could be what's happening at the moment. So I have not been stressing. However, my latest appointment, he had a little bit of high numbers again. And so we just went ahead and set an induction date a little bit earlier than I thought. But hey, it's okay. So since October of kind of finding that out, I've been to the doctor every single week. My doctor's appointments are long. My doctor's appointments pretty much not take all day, but I'm there for minimum 2 hours. I mean, usually it's 2 to 3 hours because we have to do the ultrasound, which takes a long time because these boys are on top of each other all the time. So trying to get their see the in-depths of their heart is really crazy, and their brains, and trying to get one of them to move. It's really difficult. And so I'm pretty much at the doctor every Friday for the past, since I found out I was pregnant. And in the middle of all that, I have been growing these children, and growing twins is so different than having one baby. It's so different. My body is hurting more than I ever hurt with my first son. So with Tate, I threw up all the time, and that was miserable, and I was super miserable with that, and my pelvic floor was hurting so much, and that was really painful. But the weight that I am carrying with these two boys is actually crazy, the physical weight in my belly, because right now they're at about 10 pounds total. And that's just baby. That's not fluid. That's not placenta. That's not extra stuff going on in the belly. That's just baby. So I am like, a relatively like small person. Like I'm not tall, I'm just relatively small. And so there's a lot going on in this belly and it's hurting me so bad. And so I have just been pretty miserable. I've been tired. I haven't been sleeping and I have been pretty much miserable for the last whenever I found out I was pregnant, honestly. And I've been reflecting on my 2025 and I found out I was pregnant with our second baby in February. And then I was experiencing pregnancy symptoms for like 9 to 10 weeks and had the miscarriage and then, went through the recovery from having a D&C procedure and then the big hormone drop and then getting a period right after that and then getting pregnant immediately that next period. So it's like I have pretty much been pregnant for a year at this point. Like, pretty much for a year. I know, like, January of last year I wasn't pregnant, and then April, May, something like that, I wasn't pregnant. But basically, it feels like I've been pregnant for a year because I've gone through so much. My body has gone through so much. I actually have grieved a lot of my like life of what I wanted my year to be like. I've grieved a lot of my son's like second year of his life because mommy was sick for basically the entire year. And I just try to really take care of myself when I'm sick. And I, do what I can to keep going, but I also take the rest time that I need. I have an incredible husband who is not lame and will do seriously everything. He makes a great husband. He makes a great wife. Like, he really takes care of our home and when I'm like down for the count. And so we are a team and we work together as a team. And when your teammate is down, you got to jump in. And so that's what he's been doing, taking care of us. And my sweet 2-year-old remembers everything I've gone through this year. Just this morning, he said, "Hey, mommy, why is baby Mac in heaven?" And I was like, you know what, buddy? I don't know. I don't know why baby Mac is in heaven, and I wish I knew. And I wish baby Mac was here, but baby Mac is not. And he was like, "And you were crying." And I was like, I was crying. I, in fact, was crying. You're right. And it was very sad. My 3-year-old now, my child has turned 3. He is extremely smart and I'm not just saying that because I'm his mom. Like, he is really smart. Anybody around you will tell you that. He has an incredible vocabulary. He's spoken so many like full sentences since he was like early on in his life. And so he remembers everything. Like, nothing will get past him. Like, he remembers every single thing that's happened. And he very much remembers the miscarriage and asks me about it all the time. And he, like, even this morning, and he also understands like 2 babies are coming. Like, he understands that mommy was pregnant with 1 baby and mommy lost that baby and that baby is with Jesus and mommy was really sad. And he also recognizes that mommy now has 2 babies and that 1 baby is down and 1 baby is up. And he talks about and he knows their names and he calls them by their names all the time. And he's just so smart, so he knows what's going on. And so I've been grieving a little bit of this last year that I didn't really get to be the mom that I wanted to be. And I've been reflecting, like, I cannot wait to not be pregnant again so I can be a more present mom again, because it has taken so much from me, I felt like, while I'm growing. But this sounds like I'm complaining, and I've tried really hard not to. That's part of why I stopped posting much, was because I felt like all I would do if I posted was complain, because I actually have been extremely grateful for how the Lord has protected this pregnancy. Like, so many things can go wrong with twin pregnancy. So many things can go wrong with twin pregnancy, and I haven't really experienced that. I mean, I've had the elevated numbers, and then I did have a little bit of a scare of preeclampsia, actually like the HELPS version of preeclampsia, but thankfully all that turned out fine. On Friday, my doctor was like, "So we're going to do all these tests, and if they come back like really high and your numbers are high, then you need to go to the hospital and we're going to deliver your babies." And I was like, "Oh, so I can have babies tomorrow. Cool." But I just knew in my spirit that wasn't happening. Like, she said that and I was like, okay, like it did not even freak me out at all. I was like, whatever, like I might have babies tomorrow, but I don't think I'm having babies. Like, everybody kept being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, I'm really good. Like, I really feel in my spirit I'm not having these babies tomorrow. And I didn't. I'm still pregnant, still here. So I'm very grateful for how the Lord has protected us. Right when I found out it was twins, I felt the Lord tell me, like, everything is going to be okay. Like, I just had so much peace over myself. Obviously, I've had moments of freaking out. I cried for the first few weeks of finding out I'm having twins. I am at this point now getting pretty terrified of birth, which usually is like not how I feel. I'm very excited about birth, but I've been terrified lately because so much could go wrong. But I have just felt the Lord's presence so much. And he told me at the beginning, like, It's going to be okay. And I just feel like there's such a, redemption from what was lost. And we will always miss baby Mac. And I think about over Christmas, I was like, I should have a newborn right now, and we would be snuggling, and an early November baby would be so fun and sweet and cuddly, and like going into the year would just be so sweet having one baby, and wow, the things I could do if I only had one baby. But the Lord has blessed us with two, and it feels really redeeming, and I'm really excited to have the two. But it has just been extremely hard, and so, but we're at the finish line. We are at the finish line. The induction date is very, very soon, and I'm feeling very excited about it. But there's definitely some things like I've been grieving and thinking about, and just wishing that my last year of my life could have looked a little bit differently. And there's room for the both and it's hard to talk about these things because I know that so many women deal with infertility and would absolutely love to be sitting in the position that I'm sitting in right now. But I think there's also room for me to talk about how hard this has been on me and on my body, and how extremely difficult pregnancy in general is, and especially pregnancy when you have two babies and you're high risk and you're at the doctor all the time. And thank the Lord heaven above that I have financial assistance, because the Lord has blessed me with that. And so I don't have to think about that piece of it with this pregnancy, which was truly the Lord. Like, there's no other explanation besides the Lord just like signed off on this and gave us the financial assistance. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And if anybody has any specific questions about that piece of my like story with the financial assistance, I got it through my hospital. I would love to chat with you like one-on-one about it. So you can just send me a DM on Instagram. But I can definitely like chat with you guys about that and what I did. I just applied for financial assistance and I got it, and it's all covered, and it's crazy. And so I'm telling everybody I know, like, apply for financial assistance. You never know what could happen. But I'd be more than happy to like talk individually about that. But the Lord has just blessed us so much in that area. And so, but there's room for both. There's room for grief of what I wished my life would have been like last year. Like, I definitely haven't been the friend that I've wanted to be. I've not shown up for people in the way I've wanted to, but I have done my best. I went to my friend's baby shower last night, and people were like shocked to see me. And I was like, listen, I'm here to celebrate my friend, and it's not about me. I'm here to celebrate my friend, and I'm so happy to be there for her and get to do this. And if I'm able to, I'm going to do it. And so, but I'm really excited to have my body back, which I understand is going to be different because I am planning to breastfeed. So I am planning to breastfeed these twins. You guys, I'm about to have two babies on my boobs all the time. I am very much going into this life of having two babies of just go with the flow. Like, whatever I can possibly do, I'm just going to do the best that I can. And we're just going to do that. Like, things can change. I know having a newborn that it's really, really hard. I know having a newborn that, well, really a child who was colicky and cried for the first, I don't know, he's came out crying and he's never stopped crying. He's 3 and he's the most, rambunctious, loud, crazy, independent child that there ever was. He's like the word chill. What is that? I've never heard of that word in my entire life. So he is wild and rambunctious and so fun. And so, but that's how he was as a baby. So I had a colicky baby. So I know that this is about to be really hard. So the things that I am doing to prepare for that are just going into having twins with an open mind, that I need to be open to change. So I am going into this breastfeeding. I believe that, if I can give them the good antibodies they need through the breast milk, I'm going to do that. I also had a really great experience breastfeeding Tate. The first 3 months of breastfeeding was hard, and I'm so glad I pushed through those because it got better. Now that I have done a breastfed a child, I'm hoping that it doesn't take 3 months for it to get easier again. I also don't want to spend the money on formula, just to be so honest with you, because trying to spend money on formula while you have two babies at home is crazy. And so I'm going to, do the best I can to breastfeed. And I have read people say, like, keep them on the same schedule, keep them on the same schedule. I'm going to try to do that, but who can say? They're also two different humans. Like, while they are identical babies, they have different brains. They are different people. So I'm going to do the best I can to keep them on a schedule, but we didn't do a schedule with Tate. So I'm like, what's a schedule? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to try to like put one together and look things up, but I'm also just going in with an open mind because so many different things could happen. But I am going to try to breastfeed. And I'm also going to pump. And thankfully we have a really incredible, like basically it's like the bottle dishwasher where you can like wash everything. It wash, dries, and sterilizes. We got that. Someone gave it to us, and I was so grateful that somebody bought that for us, because I'm going to need it. And because I'm going to pump. If I can't breastfeed, I'm going to pump. And so basically turning into a milkmaid for the next year, which means that my hormones might be all over the place. But what I'm doing to prepare for this is going to be taking some supplements that one of my friends, she took all of these supplements after she was had her baby, and said it made a world of difference in her postpartum experience. And so I am going to be taking those supplements to see if they help me. I am going to be just aware of my emotions and how I'm feeling. We're sending our dog to go stay with my parents for a little bit, so that way we can adjust for a little bit. My parents love him. So that's a great thing. Like, he's going to go stay with them for a little while. That's something I'm doing to prepare. I am just going to be prepared for how my moods are. And if I need to go on Zoloft, I'm going to go on Zoloft, because remember, I went on it last time and it was a great experience, and I was only on it for a little bit of time and was able to come off. So I don't ever want to just jump to medicine. And I love, medicine is great, but I don't always want to be I'm going to just go get on this medicine. I don't have that, attitude about it, but I do have the attitude of, I remember how this helped me so much, and if I need that help, that's okay, and I'm going to do it. So I'm being open-minded about that. And I'm also just trying to be open-minded that my experience is going to be hard, but there's also going to be some beautiful parts of it as well. And how cool is it that we get to have 3 kids? And I am terrified. I do not feel qualified to have 3 kids, but we're doing it. We're doing it. That's just really the attitude with everything that I am going into this with, is that we're doing it. The Lord clearly felt like we could handle it, or that, this was the plan he had for us. And so I'm just along for the ride. 16-year-old me really wanted twins, and it's really crazy that actually happened. As far as birth goes, so thankfully both babies are head down. Both babies are in the weight difference that they need to be able to have a vaginal birth. They're actually only 1 ounce apart. It's really crazy how close they are. Their weight is so bizarre that they are so close in weight. And that is, again, the Lord. And so my doctors have said that they feel comfortable doing a breech baby, because once you push baby A out, baby B, because baby A is the one that's closest to your vaginal canal, the one that's lowest. Baby B is the one that's higher. And they said once baby A comes out, baby B has free reign now, and he's not had free reign this whole time. So he's about to flippity floppity around, and they are very comfortable with a breech delivery, if that is something I'm comfortable with. So, but they also said they could just stick their arm up in there and turn him around and pull him down. So, we'll see. I have a doula who is one of my best friends. She is now a doula, and so she's going to be our doula. And so I'm going in, hoping that this vaginal delivery happens, and hoping that a C-section does not have to happen. I'm going to do everything I can possibly do to make this vaginal experience work and happen, but I'm also not going to force it. If there, becomes a time where we just need to do the C-section, I'm going to do the C-section, because when you are delivering high-risk twins, you actually deliver in the OR. So I get to labor in a room for a little bit, and I'm definitely getting an epidural. This is my birth plan. I'm definitely getting an epidural. Going in, contractions happening, I'm getting that epidural. Because I am getting induced, that means that they are going to give me Pitocin at some point, and I had Pitocin last time, and I will not do Pitocin contractions without an epidural. So going in, getting my epidural. I don't want it to slow my process down, so we're going to have to time that, the right way. But I'm going to go in and get this get the epidural, and I'm going to labor in a room for a little bit. And then when it comes time for me to actually deliver, they move me to an OR. So that is just going to be so fun. I cannot wait to deliver with all the big bright lights on my face, and with 1,500 people standing around me. I just really can't wait. There's going to be a lot of people. They prepared me. There's a lot of people in that OR room. There's the pediatrician team. They're standing there. They are ready to look at your babies. There are lots of doctors. There are a team on standby, because if you need to go into an emergency C-section, they're there. So there are about to be so many people in this room, which I'm here's the show. I hope you guys like Taylor Swift, because that's what I'm giving birth to. So we're about to have a fun time. I'm really going in this is going to be fun. It's going to be a good experience. We're going to have a blast. That's how my last birth was. I am somebody who likes the high energy, likes the I need that like push to be able to do this, like that we got this, like that kind of energy. That's what I need. I'm not like a calm, serene, this is a beautiful experience. It is a beautiful experience, but I'm like excited about it. So I need the high energy. So that's what we're going in, and I need that big motivation to push those babies out. So that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be fun, but it is going to be in an OR, and there is a chance that I'm going to have a C-section, and I'm just really not prepared for that because a C-section means a harder recovery, and I have 3 children now, so I need to be able to recover quickly. So if you are praying, please pray that I can just have this vaginal delivery. Plus, I loved giving birth last time. I thought it was so fun, and obviously it was extremely painful, the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my entire life, but your body forgets, and it really does. And so I am just going into this really excited to give birth, and birthing out 2 seems really crazy, but in my mind, once the first one comes out, it's just like I feel like the second one, he's just gonna like slide out. Like I know that's not possible, but that's how it feels in my mind. I'm like, once the one comes out, you just like slide the next one out, he's already made the room, it's fine. And I really enjoyed pushing last time. I didn't push for very long. I know how my pelvic floor works, so I'm feeling ready to do this, but I'm also terrified because there's so many things that can go wrong. I was talking to one doctor, and she was like explaining the risks with the vaginal delivery, and she actually used the word morbid at one point, and I was like, whoa, yeah, it's crazy. You can't use that word to me. Like, that's crazy. So that was a little bit like scary, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Let's see what else. Oh, I have been going to pelvic floor physical therapy because I, again, have been like sneezing and peeing, and it has actually gotten a lot better. I could only go to pelvic floor therapy when an appointment opens up because they are just so booked out. But a few appointments I have gone to have been really helpful. Doing the work at home has been really helpful. It has just like made a big difference in my life. I haven't been doing the exercises as much as I should be, but I'm just being a lot more aware of what's going on in my pelvic floor, and just going to a couple appointments, I've already seen so much improvement, which has been great. So I'm feeling really, really grateful for that. What else has been happening? Oh, I asked you guys on Instagram what you think their names are, and you guys all gave me like really good guesses. One person guessed one of the names correctly, and because I gave a list of here's some hints for you, and their names start the same letter. They are short. They are, if you know Thomas, I've talked about Thomas, I've talked about his obsession with a couple different things. He named one of them, and that is like a big hint. Like, what would Thomas name his child? What is he really into? What does he like? That is where he got one name from. We didn't go into this thing like, you can name one, I can name one. It just kind of like happened that way. But we're both really like the names. We're really excited. So, and their middle names are just like family names. Like, that's not something you would really guess. But you guys, one person guessed one name. They're also classic, or one name is a classic name. It's like, oh, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's a name I've heard forever. But it's not a very common name, I would say, these days. And then the second name is getting more trendy. Like, it's on the lists that you see, which makes me sad because I liked the name before it was on the lists that you see, but whatever. So that's their names. I'm very excited. You guys have guessed them, and people are like my like day-to-day life know their names. We've been talking about them for a while. So I hand embroidered. I've been really into embroidery, like doing it myself, and it has been so fun. I am getting like a really good hang of how to do it, and it's so relaxing because I needed something to do to get off my phone because I've been on my phone so much, and I'm just so tired of being on my phone all day, and so I needed something to do to get off it. And that has been really awesome, just like being able to be off my phone and really like enjoying this time like while I'm in bed. I've watched so much TV. So much TV definitely has a lot of sex in it, which is really not fun. Like, if it has sex in it, I'm not going to watch it. And so I'm limited to what I can watch, but I have been really enjoying things that I am able to watch without sex, which has been nice. But embroidering, like, while watching a TV show is just, like, so relaxing. I really have really been enjoying it. Another thing that I want to talk about is I am feeling really nervous about NICU time. Since they are coming early, I'm just anticipating NICU time. They're going to be smaller babies, so I am anticipating NICU time, and that is really scary to me. The idea that, like, I'm going to give birth and not necessarily get to, like, be with my babies. Like, I'm going to have to send them off somewhere. Hopefully not, but I'm going to have to send them off somewhere for a while and then, like, come home without them is just, like, the worst possible thing that I can think of. Well, there's other worse things. It's like really hard to think about that I could, like, come home without my babies, which is probably what's going to happen. So I'm trying to be prepared for that in the best way and figure out, like, I guess I immediately start pumping when I get home. I don't know. If you've had any NICU time with your baby and needed to, like, breastfeed, or you're planning on breastfeed, just, like, let me know some tips on that, because I'm feeling a little bit nervous about that. But it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. Also, I haven't really talked about, like, the hard things going on, like, in our world lately, or in our country, and the state of all of that. And just because I don't talk about them doesn't mean that I'm not talking about them in my day-to-day life. I've just kind of gotten to a point where I can only take so much information in, especially when I'm going through my own, like, traumatic stuff at the moment. And so I am thinking about it, and I am talking about it, and I am just as mad as you are about everything that's going on. And I just hope that in 3 years things get better. So that's what I'm going to say on that, that I'm excited for 3 years to come. After that, that's what I'm ready for, because, wow, this has been really hard and really crazy and really heartbreaking all around. And we are talking about it. Our church does a good job of talking about it and just, like, helping people through everything that's going on. So that has been encouraging. I just get to a point where, like, I can't talk about it anymore. Everything that I look at on social media is about that, and it just can be really hard. And so I haven't, which I know I'm like, it's a privilege to say it's hard because it's not happening directly to me, but I mean, we are affected by it. I go to a very, like, diverse church, so, you know, we're affected by it. But anyways, it is very difficult, and I have not really spoken about it, but just because I haven't spoken about it on my social media does not mean I'm not talking about it in my day-to-day life. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about. I'm really terrified for the NICU time. I'm feeling scared to give birth, but I'm excited to give birth. I will bring the podcast back at some point. Thomas, like, things with us have been great. He is a really incredible partner. And when you were thinking about who you want to marry, like, you need to be thinking, like, 6 years down the road when you've got, like, or maybe not 6 years, however long it takes you to have a baby, a couple years down the road when you're, like, in the middle of the night up, like, who is going to help you? Who is going to be right there with you and helping you through the hardest things you've ever gone through? Like, that, you need to be thinking about that when you pick your person, because I'm so grateful that I have a husband who is just, like, an equal partner with me. We take care of the house, we take care of the child together, and he has really stepped up in every single way when I have been, like, not able to do anything. And so I am just so grateful to have my husband who is, like, so kind and loving in that way and just really takes care of us, because I have just not been able to do anything. And so it's been great. Pregnancy sex is also still happening. Still happening. I know that that's shocking. But it is nice to be distracted every now and again. So yeah, there's that. That's happening, which has been so fun. So that's a really good thing. You never know what your life is going to be like when you are pregnant with twins and if that's happening. But, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good distraction from everything else going on. So, and it, like, helps me feel like I'm my own person, even though I have 2 other people a part of me at the moment, and I'm a mom to a third. So, and I have 4 children. So, that's a good time. I think that's all I have for us today. I was wanting to just, like, give a quick update of what's been going on and what's to come, and talking about birth plans. Oh, you guys did send some questions in, so actually let me look at those before we end. Hopefully you didn't just, like, get off because you thought that I was over, because it's not over. It's not over. Someone asked, where did your belly button go? Thank you for asking that, my best friend. Yeah, my belly button went away a million years ago. Like, lost that belly button months ago. So when I'm not pregnant again, I will have my belly button back, and I'm very excited because it has been away for a very long time. How are you feeling about going from 1 to 3? 1 to 3 is really just a lot. Like, that's a lot of kids. You know, we had to buy a new car, which we are loving. We went with the Kia Carnival, and it is the greatest decision that we've ever made. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to us. Lord, like, aligned this car for us. We are so obsessed with it, like, truly. And I will be a minivan mom for life now that I have this car, because it is so perfect. When I have to drive our other car, I'm like, ugh, like, I don't want to drive it. Like, I want to drive this one. I love it so much. But going from 1 to 3 is still a lot to process. I'm worried about my time with my 3-year-old and what that's going to be like. I'm a little bit worried about how mine and Tate's relationship is going to be, because I want to be able to give him as much energy as I can. I also feel like I haven't given him as much attention as I've wanted to this past year because of being pregnant. And so I am feeling really excited about getting my body back to where I can actually like jump in and help him do things with him again, because we're going to have help. I'm going to accept help because I have to have it. So I'm going to accept help. I'm not going to do everything on my own. So, and my friends know how important it is to me to like have time with just my oldest. And so we will definitely be intentional about planning things with like just me and him. But going from 1 to 3 is really crazy. I look around at people who like at church or whatever, who like have a toddler and have a baby. I'm like, oh, like you got to like bring just like one baby into church. And I'm like, don't know what that's gonna be like. I have 2. Like, I'm gonna stroll in my big old double stroller and have the twins, and then also, yep, I have a kid in childcare too. Yep, that's true. So it's gonna be a lot, but we're gonna make it work. We're just gonna make it work, and who can say what it's gonna be like? But I'm feeling excited and I'm feeling nervous, and I'm feeling excited and I'm feeling nervous. So I kind of just like go back and forth between those feelings pretty much all day long. So I'm excited to have 3. We weren't even really sure if we wanted 3, and here we are with 3. So, but I'm done. I don't want to be pregnant again. I'm done. We're not like 100% on that, but we're like 99.9% sure we're done. So I'm feeling excited, feeling nervous, but feeling ready, but not feeling ready. It's so conflicting. There's so much room for all these thoughts. Like, it's so back and forth. Pretty much how I'm feeling every day kind of changes on if I slept good or not, honestly. If I didn't sleep good last night and recorded this podcast today, like continue to record it, even if I didn't sleep good, we'd be having a different conversation. I slept pretty good last night. I'm feeling pretty energized today because, I got an iron infusion. Iron infusion really saved me because I was anemic, and that was really affecting my fatigue and affecting my mood, and I was experiencing a lot of depression because I was so fatigued and like could not do anything. And getting the iron infusion like helped tremendously. I've been having a lot more energy because of the iron infusion, so praise God for that. And then I'll just answer this last question. What has surprised you most about twin pregnancy? It's probably just, it's been so cool watching babies form in the womb, because I'm at the doctor every single week, sometimes multiple times a week, and I have just watched these babies grow. Like, I saw them when they were 6.5 weeks, and I'm seeing them when I'm 34 weeks. And so I have just watched how life has actually developed and how they've gotten bigger and how their like kidneys have grown and how their faces developed and how their skin gets on, how they're growing hair, because apparently they have hair because I can see it on the ultrasound, and I get a 3D ultrasound every single week. And so I have been able to watch how they have grown, and that is just so shocking to me. Like, having a baby is such a miracle. It is so beautiful, and the way God intricately designed our bodies to be able to grow another human being inside our bodies, and to be able to grow 2 human beings inside our bodies, is the most bizarre thing. Like, it's so intricate. It's such a miracle. It is such a miracle bringing a child or children into this world. And just watching them grow from like the minute that they were conceived and they were actual like babies who were moving and had a heartbeat, and like now they're grown up and about to like come out of my body, is so crazy to me. That has been really surprising, just like watching the miracle and how just cool it is. And it's just given me a new perspective on God, and like how it just really is so incredible. And I can't explain it any other way than like the Lord did this. Like, it's so, I can't say like it was science that like made this happen. Like, the Lord did this, and it was truly such a miracle, and I'm so grateful. So that's what I will end on today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. We will talk again. I will come back on and do my birth story That one will probably just be like an audio only podcast, I'm being honest, but I will come back on, do my birth story, because I want to share that and not forget it. But who can say what I'll be doing, because I'll be recovering from birth and maybe in the NICU, and then I'll have 2 babies. And at some point, I will find time to record the birth story. So I will be back, but it will be some time. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I love you guys, and we will talk soon.